Hello everyone, I welcome you all to Lailpur Khalsa College Kapurthala Online Pathshala. The topic for today's lecture is what is an operating system, its functions and services. So let's start. So what is an operating system? An operating system is an interface between a computer user and computer hardware. An operating system is a software which performs all the basic tasks like file management, memory management, process management, handling input and output, and controlling peripheral devices such as disk drives and printers. Some popular operating systems include Linux operating system, Windows operating system, OS 400, AIX, ZOS, etc. The basic definition of an operating system is that an operating system is a program that acts as an interface or intermediary between the user and the computer hardware and controls the execution of all kinds of the programs. As you can see clearly this from the figure, that the hardware part has CPU, RAM and input output devices. The software part has system softwares, application softwares, and there resides operating system, and the last layer has the end users. So let's discuss about some of the important functions of an operating system. Basically, the important functions of an operating system are: number 1, memory management; number 2, processor management; number 3, device management; number 4, file management; number 5, security; number 6, control over system performance, and other activities include such as job accounting, error detecting aids, coordination between other softwares and users. So we will be discussing about these one by one. So the first function is memory management. Memory management refers to the management of primary memory or main memory. Main memory is a large array of words or bytes where each word or byte has its own address. Main memory provides a fast storage that can be accessed directly by the CPU. For a program to be executed, it must be in the main memory. An operating system does the following activities for memory management. Number 1, it keeps a track of primary memory, that is what part of it are in use by whom and what parts are not in use. Number 2, in multi-programming, the operating system decides which process will get memory when and how much. Number 3, it allocates a memory when a process requests it to do so. Number 4, it deallocates a memory when a process no longer needs it or has been terminated. So these are the memory management functions performed by the operating system. So the next function is processor management. In multi-programming environment, the operating system decides which process gets the processor and when and for how much time. This function is called process scheduling. An operating system does the following activities for processor management. Number 1, it keeps a track of processor and status of the process. The program responsible for this task is known as traffic controller. Number 2, it allocates a processor, that is CPU, to a process. And number 3, it deallocates a processor when a process is no longer required. So the next function is the device management. An operating system manages devices' communication via their respective drivers. It does the following activities for device management. Number 1 is it keeps a track of all the devices. Program responsible for this task is known as the input-output controller. Number 2, it also decides which process gets the device when and for how much time. Number 3, it allocates the device in the efficient way. And number 4, it also deallocates the devices when not in use. Next function is the file management. A file system is normally organized into directories for easy navigation and usage. These directories may contain files and other directions. Now what does an operating system do in this? It keeps a track of information, location, usage, status, etc. The collective facilities are often known as file system. It decides who gets the resources and also it allocates the resources to them, and plus it deallocates the resources as well. So these were the basic functions, and other important activities of operating systems are: security. By means of password and similar other techniques, it prevents unauthorized access to programs and data. Next is control over system performance, recording delays between requests for a service and response from the system. Next is the job accounting. Job accounting is keeping track of time and resources used by various jobs and users. Next is error detecting aids. It has like production of dumps, traces, error messages, and other debugging and error detecting aids. And the last is coordination between other software and users. So operating system helps them to maintain a coordination and assignment of compilers, interpreters, assemblers, and other softwares to the various users of the computer system. So these were some of the basic functions performed by the operating system. So now talking about the various types of services provided by the operating system. An operating system provides services to both the users and to the programs. It provides programs and environment to execute. It provides user the services to execute the programs in a convenient manner. It has a number of common services provided by the operating system, such as program execution, input-output operations, file system manipulation, communication, error detection, resource allocation, and protection. So starting with the first that is program execution. Operating system handle many kinds of activities from user programs to system programs like printer spooler, name servers, file servers, etc. Each of these activities is encapsulated as a process. So a process includes the completion execution context. So what does the operating system does in that is, it loads a program into memory, it executes a program, it handles a program execution, it provides a mechanism for process synchronization, then it provides a mechanism for process communication, and it provides a mechanism for deadlock handling. Next service is the input-output operation services. In this, the operating system manages the communication between the user and device drivers. Next is the file system manipulation. In case of file system manipulation, the basic activities on operating system are where it helps to manage the file, such as program needs to read a file or write a file. The operating system gives the permission to the program for operation on the file. It has the permission varies from read only, read write, denied, and so on. Operating system provides an interface to the user to create and delete files and much more. Next is the communication. In case of communication, the major activities of operating system are: two processes often require data to be transferred between them. Both the processes can be on one computer or on different computers but are connected through a computer network. In such cases, communication may be implemented by two methods, that is either by shared memory or by message passing, and this is done by the operating system. Next is the error handling. Following are the major activities of an operating system with respect to error handling, such as the operating system constantly checks for possible errors. It also takes an appropriate action to ensure correct and consistent computing. Next is the resource management. That is, in resource management, the operating system manages all kinds of resources using schedulers. CPU scheduling algorithms are used for better utilization of CPU. Next is the protection. In case of protection, the operating system ensures that all access to the system resources is controlled. The operating system ensures that external input-output devices are protected from invalid access attempts. Also, authentication features for each user by means of passwords. So these were the basic services provided by the operating system. Also, you can see the various type of operating systems as shown on the screen, such as Unix, DOS being the first operating system, Mac operating system, Android operating system, Tails, Ecom Station, Windows, and many more. So this was all about the services, functions, and what is an operating system. Thank you.